Today we're going to be talking about how we can hack our way into the YouTube algorithm by increasing our retention. Welcome to this episode of How to Train Your Dragon being the YouTube algorithm. And not just an algorithm, your audience. And before I start dropping the gems and dropping some fire like Daenerys, I've got to give a few shout outs to some people in our community. Say hello to my little friends down in the ticker. If you want your channel to grow bigger and you want to see your name and your channel on my ticker, I want you to leave me a comment below and say ticker. And I want you, while you're down there, go down and meet some friends, check out their channels, make sure you're nice and hospitable, and go and check out their content. Because it's not about me, it's about we in this Revealer community. Now, let's get into the hacks. This may sound simple, but it's harder than you think. And speaking of hard, this is what you want to do. You want to hook them hard in the first 5 to 10 seconds, and you want to hook them fast. What do I mean by a hook? You guys have heard of hook and intro, but let me break it down for you. Let me break it down. The first 10 seconds can make or break your entire video. If you open with, "Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's so nice to see you here. My name is Riva. I really think you're doing great." And you got a whole bunch of music, intro music and pictures, and the last time you were at the nightclub and all of that jazz. Let me tell you what people are going to do. They're going to click off of your video, and that's what you don't want them to do. That is the opposite of a good, engaging, empowering, impacting hook and intro. People's attention spans are super short. I've said it a lot of times on my videos before, but it's getting even worse because of TikTok. Everyone knows that this is a season of winning creators' attention. So we don't have time to waste, especially in the first 3 to 5 to 10 seconds of a video, yet alone the first 30 seconds that YouTube considers a proper intro. And when I say a proper intro, I'm going to show you what I mean by a proper intro in the analytics. They actually start counting from second one you upload your video. So you better make sure every second counts. Instead of doing that long intro, you need to give the people the punch or the sword, the hack. You need to pack a punch and pack it right to their face. Well, not really in their face, but to their curiosity. You want to pique your viewers' curiosity and pique it fast. Whether you need to be in their face or in their space or be like me with a sword, you need to do whatever you need to do in order to keep eyes on your content so that your viewers can get the value that you made the video for. I like to start my videos by asking a bold question or making a bold statement or doing whatever I need to do to stop the scroll, even leaving them a teaser. And a lot of times the teasers pay off. And let me give you an example of a teaser. Here's one. Most creators will never get monetized because of this one mistake. Boom, now they're listening because they want to know what that one mistake was or that they keep doing. The stronger your hook is, the better your retention curve will be. Do you know what a retention curve is? I'll leave an example right here. So hack number 2, fast pace. Now look, I was bad about this in the beginning of my videos, and I'm still very conscious and aware of it right now. A slow talker that in the first maybe 30 seconds, speed up the little monitor, the little ticker, whatever you call that thing, the settings button, and put it on 1.1 or 1.2 in the first 30 seconds of the video or a minute and a half in order to not lose people's attentions, because not everyone is nice, and some people will say, "Oh, bro, you're a slow talker." That's what they used to tell me, that I was a slow talker and I talk too much. I know I talk too much, but I got a lot to say. And guess what? 31,000 people love the fact that I have something to say because they're listening. And if you're still here, that means you're listening too. And I thank you. I want you to think of your video like a little Netflix trailer. Because here's the deal. People click your video, people are deciding if they want to invest their time watching your video. And if in the first 90 seconds, they feel like it's slow and they feel like you're rambling and things are going flat, guess what they're going to do? They're going to flat out leave your video. This doesn't mean that you need to be over the top. Not like me sometimes. I'm like this anyway. If you see me in the streets, this is me. This is what you're going to get. It just means maybe you need to cut out the dead air. Maybe you need to tighten up your edits or use some captions on the screen. You need to do some zoom ins and zoom outs, and maybe you need to do some text on the screen, whatever it takes to keep things going and to keep people on your video longer. That's the goal. Keep the energy high on your video until the viewer is bought on what you have to sell, honey. or bro. Hack number 3, open loops. I talked about this on some of my other videos. You can check it out on one of the cards or one of the playlists. I'll leave it somewhere. Open loops are my secret weapon. I don't always use them, but when I do, they pay off. Open loops are when you give a hint about something, but then you don't finish through until later on. I'm gonna give you an example of this so it can be well clear in your brain. Or do I need to take out my teaching stick? In 1 minute, I'm going to show you a little secret from one of my viral retention graphs that will blow your mind. So, of course, now you're curious. You want to stick around for the real reveal. You like that play on words, to see what that secret was, right? That is an open loop. An open loop triggers curiosity. And curiosity is a rocket fuel that's going to push your videos into the stratosphere. Here's a little shameless plug. Join the school community. Can you see that? Join the school community. You may want to join the school community. That is where we are learning all the lessons in group settings that you are missing out for. I hope this thing doesn't cut me. That you are missing out on. If you want to grow with a community of friends, then you don't want to mess up your opportunity of joining the school community where people get behind the scenes funnies and lessons and guides and outside facilitators over there that helps grow their communities, grow their channels, and grow their brands. What are you waiting for? Join today. It's only $9 a month and lots of value. All right, let's get into the next hack. We're back. Another hot flash. Hack number 4, cut the fluff. Every 15 seconds, I want you to ask yourself, am I adding value or is this a filler? Because if it's a filler and if it's a fluff, people are gonna leave you because fluff is a retention killer. Here's a quick story for you. I had a video that was about 12 minutes long. I cut out 90 seconds of rambling and my retention was able to jump by 15%. And that was my viral video. I cut off some of the end that wasn't really bringing value, and I saw that video continue to gain traction and outperform itself and surprised me. Your audience doesn't want every little single detail. They want the best details first, fast, and funny. Edit like a viewer. I want you to put yourself in the mind of the viewer and not just like a content creator who loves hearing their own voice. You know how that is. I don't like hearing my own voice, especially when I have to edit. But anyway, we're going to get into hack number 5, visual changes. You've seen me do this many times on this video already. Me moving in and out, me moving and changing scenes, me and my other videos moving around the house. You need to keep your videos visually engaging, even if you don't know how to edit. You can move around on the screen and that will keep your audience's attention. That's the easiest way to do it if you're not an editor. But me, I love editing. Your video should not feel like a Zoom conference or a Zoom session. That's why in every 20 to 30 seconds of my video, I'm switching things up. I'm moving around the screen. I'm doing some type of zooms into your face or moving back. I might drop a meme. I might overlay with some B-roll. You never know where you're going to get it in my video. Hint, the sword. I like to keep things spicy and keep things interesting. Let me know if you like the sword. Talk to me down in the comment section and let me know if you like Game of Thrones. Or if you don't, let me tell you why this works. Our brains are wired to notice little subtle changes. We're wired that way. If nothing changes, then our attention drifts and we get bored. But if something pops on the screen, even something small, your viewers' brains, they pay attention to it. They wake up. They're back in the game all over again. This one hack can boost your retention like crazy. Trust me on that one. Hack number 6. I got the mic in this hand, so I can't really do 6. Number 6. You get it. Tell little micro stories. What is a micro story? Maybe you never heard of that before. Like a story within your overall video, then a sub story. People love tips and they're good, and there's a place and a time for the tips. Trust me. But people want to hear experiences. They want to hear the stories. And I'm going to tell you why. Stories are unforgettable. Stories, they help the tips stick in their mind, because before a viewer will remember a tip, they'll remember the story that you told them. And let me give you an example. Instead of just saying something like, cut the fluff, like I just did, I gave you an example of what the fluff was in a little story. And let me give you another example of it. Remember I told you the story about how I cut a little portion of my video out and then the retention went up? That was a story. It wasn't just me giving you the tip about cutting the fluff. Another story I could have told you, a story or actual truth, would have been about how I helped one of my clients cut the fluff out of their videos or sped up the pacing of their videos, and they were able to see a 10% boost in their audience retention. It's just you giving a real world example or giving a story about a tip that you're offering your viewer. And when the viewers connect with you in this way by storytelling, they don't just stay, they actually subscribe. And some of them, they'll even share your video. And YouTube loves when you're pushing all the buttons, the like button, subscribe, and the share button. And here's a little shameless plug, a moment of pause. If you're liking what I'm putting down in this video, put your finger down on the button. I really appreciate it. It encourages me to make more videos like this. And it encourages the algorithm to bring these videos to you. All right, the final hack, number 7, tease your CTA early. CTA sounds a little risque, right? It's just a call to action. Here's one big mistake that I see. Some creators save their call to action to last. They don't do a mid-roll video call to action, which is a wasted opportunity. I call it a window of opportunity. I want you to consider putting a mid-roll call to action in the middle of your videos. Maybe you're a coach, maybe you have a product, maybe you have a good or service that you want to offer your clients. I want you to include it in the mid-roll part of your video. And then I want you to track if you see increased sales, increased engagement, because I know I have, and I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of people do not stick around to the end of the video, so they are completely missing your final or only call to action because you missed a woo early on in your video. I want you to try that out and let me know how it works for you. Another valuable gem, when you do a mid-roll call to action, stick around to the end. I've got a free checklist for you. That's what I do most of the time. Then people are going to stick around to the end because they want whatever it is that's free that you're offering. Not only that, they have an actual reason to stay to the outro. And trust me, when you dangle the little reward, then the payoff is great, and the payoff is increased retention. Yes, thank me later. So don't worry about taking notes. I've got a free downloadable guide that I'm going to be leaving you. Oh my goodness. Let me unsheath this. All right, so here's a quick recap. I don't want to cut myself. I'm going to leave you a free downloadable guide down in the description so that you can put it in your content creation notebook. Number 1 was hook 'em fast. Number 2 was keep your intro fast and keep it tight. Number 3 was use open loops. Number 4 was cut the fluff. Number 5 was change your visuals like I'm doing right now with my sword. And obviously you see it's not that sharp because I'm holding it with my hand. Number 6 is to tell your little micro stories. And number 7 is to tease your call to action, your CTA. Do not miss the window of opportunity, the woo. And when you do all these things, you are going to start to see an awesome change in your audience retention graph. Retention is the new currency on YouTube. And if you don't have it, you're not going to win in the game of YouTube. I'll see you the next time on the next video. Until then, bye-bye.